I wanted to tell you guys about Sunday. In Flylady land, Sunday is Renew Your Spirit Day, which is supposed to mean like you do something for you, you rest, relax, recharge, do something nice to pamper yourself. We have goals for every other day of the week. And this is the day where you're supposed to focus on you. Which I'm not completely doing because I have other things that I want to do. But I usually try to at least incorporate some stuff into my Sunday. Like, just for me. Like, paint my nails or, do my eyebrows or, maybe take a bubble bath. Watch a movie. Something. So I'm going to try to incorporate that into my day today as well. Haven't done that in a while. Like actually focused on trying to do something nice for myself. So I'm going to try to do that this morning while I'm getting myself ready. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So with it being Sunday, okay, you're probably not going to see this on Sunday. You're probably going to see this on Monday. So I'll have to figure out how I'm going to work that. I really would like to be able to encourage you guys on the day. Let's do these things together. Take on the world. So maybe I'll just be able to do that in my Flylady group. Oh, I'm not sure I'd mentioned that yet. I have also on I was following I'm big on groups. I like getting into like the Facebook support groups. Because it's really helpful for me. With my crazy life, I don't get a whole lot of an opportunity to get out to do groups, like real life groups. So, I do a lot of online support groups. And so I was doing one that was a Flylady accountability group, which is really cool. Because then I could pop in and say, this is my goal. And focus on it, and knock it out, and have other people see other people popping up with, I did a hotspot fire drill, and before and after pictures, and it's all about just like supporting each other, encouraging each other, holding yourself accountable, stuff like that. But I noticed I was kind of having a hard time with being in that group, that in like the main Flylady group. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put it down underneath if I remember. It's a great group. I love the group, don't get me wrong. It's just that sometimes it can be a little depressing because, I live with chronic illness, with pain and fatigue, chronic pain and fatigue. And so, like, sometimes it can be kind of a downer to see like all these people who are like healthy and focused and like doing all of the Flylady, everything that Flylady incorporates, and just knocking stuff out and getting so much done and making everything. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling just to get up and make my bed, and that's like my big accomplishment for the day because it hurts so bad to move. And so, while talking to a lot of the people on the Flylady group, just like people that I started connecting with or whatever, I noticed there's a lot of people in there that have like pain and fatigue like me. And a couple of them that also have AS, just like me. And so, with a couple of my AS friends that were in my Flylady group, we decided to start our own Flylady group for other, for fly babies with AS. We called it the Flying Spoonies, and it didn't take very long before we started just kind of incorporating it for anybody with chronic pain and fatigue. And so it was really helpful because then, everybody's going to have their good and bad days, But everybody in my Flying Spondies group understands that it can be a struggle just to accomplish a few little things. And so like a lot of the times we have to really simplify a lot of the Fly Lady techniques or routines to make them accomplishable when you have no energy and it hurts to move. You know, we really have to prioritize and break things down. So that's what my little Fly Lady, my Flying Spondies group was about. Just like yesterday, I decided it's about time that we changed the name, because it's not just for people with spondylitis anymore, and it hasn't been for a long time. So I changed it from the Flying Spondies to the Flying Spoonies. If anybody's familiar with spoon theory, it's very popular with people with chronic illness, because it's a way to try to help somebody who doesn't have chronic illness or isn't familiar with chronic illness. It kind of helps them understand what it's like to have to really plan out. It's basically, you're budgeting your energy. That's what the spoon theory is about, is budgeting your energy. And like the spoons are supposed to, you know, it's a story about somebody who was trying to explain to their friend what it's like to live with whichever chronic illness that it was. And I think it was lupus. And how, you know, to physically show, she gave her friend like a handful of spoons and said, okay, well, these spoons represent how much energy you got through the day, and every little thing that you do will cost you some spoons. And so she goes through, okay, so tell me what you do throughout the day. And, you know, each time she says something, takes a spoon. The girl barely gets through just getting ready for the day, and she's like, half of your spoons are gone already. You know, you still got, and you haven't even like left the house yet to go to work. So but basically it's a very, you know, it just kind of shows like, okay, you've only got this much energy, and every single little thing that most people take for granted and can just do actually is taxing for us. You know, for some, I mean, fortunately mine isn't even that bad. It can get bad, but most of the time, I'd say like 80 to 90% of the time, I can still function relatively well, even when I'm having minor flares. But there are a lot of people who, you know, my bad flares are their normal, is where they start off for the day. To where just trying to bend over and put on your shoes is, it takes so much focus and energy and is extremely draining, because every movement is so painful. So anyways, it's spoon theory, and why I started the separate Fly Lady group, specifically for people with pain and fatigue, chronic pain and fatigue, and depression and anxiety, because a lot of the times those things go hand in hand. And I feel that it's very important to acknowledge that mental illness can be just as debilitating as physical illness. And I struggle with both. I mean, as far as anxiety disorder and recurring depression. So yeah, that was all. I think. I don't know. I lost track. I started rambling. So yes, Fly Lady, Sundays, renew your spirit. I think my plans for the day to pamper myself is do, clean up my eyebrows, paint my nails, and I think I'm going to touch up my hair dye. Those are my pamper missions for the day. What can you do to pamper yourself today? Leave a comment down below. Make yourself a goal to do something to pamper yourself today. And let me know how it goes. You gotta love yourself here. That's the whole point, is finally loving yourself. Now I've rambled on an awful lot, so I'm gonna get going and be productive. See you guys. Alrighty, I went and I did my grocery shopping, and now I am sitting down with a glass of wine because I am in a lot of pain and absolutely miserably fatigued. So I'm making my kids clean the kitchen. I've got that whip going. It's gonna happen. Hopefully. We'll see. But I think I am going to wrap up this vlog and get it up, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Happy Sunday!
And always look on the bright side of life. Come on! Always look on the bright side of life. For life is quite absurd, and death's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bow. Forget about your sin, give the audience a grin.